Welcome to the ProtoART. Be sure to like and subscribe for new content.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the ProtoART. So, just gonna refine some lines here. I got this image off of a just Google image of Naruto. But yeah, today I kind of want to just talk about using art. I was gonna say like copying art, but essentially just picking up different techniques from other artists. Sorry, I'm using this plastic piece because I don't want to smudge it and get oil from my hands all over the page. So you might hear the crinkling, but yeah, I know there's a lot of humming and hoeing over copying art, so they say. But honestly, I don't. When you do it verbatim, then yeah, you're not really learning any new techniques. But just using other artists, looking at their styles and kind of learning from how they do different things, I think is extremely beneficial in the long run, actually. What I mean by that, I have a few examples. First on the list is this Naruto book itself. If you haven't checked this out, check the series out. My nephew tried to get me into this. You know, I'm way behind and there's a lot to catch up on, but just kind of actually looking at how they do their line work, how they're using motion lines, what they use for the backgrounds. I like little textural things, so how they do the rocks, how they shade the rocks, how they do their faces, how they shade certain areas. Again, motion lines. That kind of stuff is extremely cool. And this whole series is pretty dope. Next up, one of my favorites is Light of the Immortal. But just the detail in this artwork is incredible. And I literally kind of use these as reference guides. So that's kind of more along the lines of what I mean when I say copying art and learning from it. Is how the heck do they do these lines? What do they use to create these beat up rough textures? I'd recommend checking this out. This is not really for younger audience, I would say, but because it is kind of violent and stuff. But yeah, just how they do the line work, how they do the hatch marks, the technique behind it all. People shade it all kinds of really cool ways. If you look at other YouTube channels like Jim Lee, he does a heavy usage of black, and then he uses a paper towel with ink and dabs it to get a really cool texture from it. And some just do it with the pencil or pen. Who's another one? Alfonso Dunn. He has a really good channel with a bunch of pen techniques he uses and creates all kinds of textures. But I like actually using physical books as my reference guides as to how they shade faces, how they create these little lines, little detail work, the little imperfections in the lines. I like learning from that kind of style. And I don't mean to turn this into a book review. It's just, it helps to have visuals. Next up, I had gotten this as a holiday gift a little while back, but it's a collaborative book from Katsuya and Kim Jung-gi. But yeah, their artwork's incredible. There's so much detail in every page. And this is a completely different style, but again, studying this, you can learn from their techniques and how they're doing it. He's using a brush pen in a lot of his work, and he's actually creating these ink washes with the brush pen itself. So there's water soluble ink. I don't know if I have one next to me, but basically he's using the ink brush pen as almost like a watercolor itself and diluting it with a regular water brush pen. So painting, and then with a water brush pen really quickly going over it and smudging the ink and creating these really cool shaded textures and ink washes. The crazy amount of small detail and how they do the scales, looking at how they do the cross hatching marks, and again the imperfections and the line work. I love that kind of detail stuff. So yeah, this is another one. There's a lot of stuff going on here. This, I think, was an homage to an artist who had passed. And it's just a really cool collaborative thing they did. It's actually the cover of the book itself. Each artist did their half of the art collaboration. Just really cool techniques. So again, picking up how they do their style with ink washes, or Kim Jung-gi, how he does his ink washes, and their line work. Just looking at all the detail. When I talk about like copying art, that's kind of what I mean. It's just like picking up the different skills and stuff they do from each piece. Like, okay, I love how they do their imperfections. I love how they do the line work. So from this image I saw online, like a lot of this was in shadow. So instead of just using like a charcoal stick, boom, like something like that, or it's just a piece of charcoal, you can smudge it and create your shadows. You know, I might try doing the cross hatching for the shade for this. So I might just like literally just do my lines. It's a lot of vertical lines. You want to keep them as even as you can, all in the same direction. But your eyes pick up patterns really well. So when there's like variations in it, like it's easy to see. But yeah, you can create your like hatch marks, do your cross hatching, you know, slightly different direction, create your darker shade right here, and go throughout the whole art piece and do that. But yeah, I'd recommend, if you're starting out, even if you've been doing this for a while, it's a fun little exercise to do. Maybe like try to incorporate different techniques within your art piece. So use the hatching from Kim Jung-gi's style, and maybe like a little bit of the texture stuff from like Blade of the Immortal, just how they do their little pieces, and just create little imperfections, so little nicks and dings, like literally just doing like 3 little lines like that, maybe a little swoop. Like there's a few artists on Instagram I follow too who do like really cool textural things like that. I kind of picked that technique up and transferred that over to the digital world. So in Procreate, there's like a lot of brushes. I made a few myself, where it's just like ink spatter almost, and or grain, and you can just brush over it really quickly. Boom, digital world, done. But like when it's traditional like this, it takes a little bit of time. But there's something to it though, when you can add like these little small little imperfections and little dings and nicks and scratches and scuff marks that just bring like a character like this to life when it's like an action scene, or you know, like a heroic kind of series. You don't want it to look too smooth and shiny and glossy. You want it to look a little banged up. And that's a fun way to do it, like literally adding boom, 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 3 little marks, little line, squiggle, another little squiggle here and there. Or you can do like little tap marks, boom, 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 just little tap, 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 all over your page. You don't want to go overboard, but just enough to kind of give it some little grit. And already it like kind of pulls the image together. Hopefully you can see that. Let me see. So I'm just gonna kind of go throughout this piece, and with those different styles in mind, I'll actually have the book next to me here, and kind of look at how they do some of their stuff and try to mimic some of their style. So that's gonna be the next thing I'm gonna do now. So I'll shut up and add some cool texture. Before I get into it, like I said, I'm gonna refine these lines, kind of pick and choose different art styles from these various artists, and kind of use that as my reference guide, and then carry on. Oh, and before anyone asks, what kind of pencil are you using? What kind of art supplies? Because I get that on other platforms like TikTok and Instagram sometimes. For this particular one, I'm using this Super Pro Mecha 05 pencil. I got this from Jet Pens, but you can also get it on Amazon, I believe. And I think I did a review on these pencils, if I'm not mistaken. And a regular old kneaded eraser. And this thing has seen better days, but it'll do the job. Here we go.
I want to take this moment to sincerely thank everybody for watching my videos throughout all these years. It's crazy to me to see the progression in my own art. Considering my background wasn't at all in art. I went to school for like broadcasting and media, and then from there went into audio engineering, and then somehow got into fashion, and then had to learn how to do art because I didn't have anyone to design for me. And it's just been exciting to see the progress over these few years. And that brings up a point I've been seeing that I wanted to address, because I've been seeing a trend in a few different platforms like Reddit and TikTok and Facebook and Instagram, and just kind of across the board, where young artists will post their artwork, and rather than being like, you know, giving positive or useful criticism and feedback, it's just a lot of negativity and a lot of discouraging remarks made, and really mean comments, calling people's art fake or just saying it's traced, and you really don't know where they're at in their life with their art, or what it really means to them. Maybe this is not even an art thing for them. This could be their therapy, their way to release, de-stress, decompress from all the craziness going on in the world right now. So before you cast judgment on someone, just take a moment to really think about that. And if you are experienced, or more of a senior artist and just have more time put into it, then give them the feedback in game that you wish you got when you started. Like, tell them how they can actually improve their art. Try this technique, check out this artist, check out this tutorials. Maybe it'll help you improve, because I know there's lots that I'm still learning with my own artwork. I know I have like no skills with backgrounds. My line work needs a lot of work. My proportions are off often, and I don't. It's like just saying some of the art is like crappy or something doesn't help them at all. Like, give them some starting point to kind of check out. That's what I try to do with my videos. It's and be as thorough as I can, because there's a lot of stuff I do behind the scenes and talk to people privately who ask me a ton of questions, and that's like one of the biggest gratifying things I've gotten from this. Is like, I like teaching the stuff I know, and I like giving away stuff I know. I don't see why you shouldn't. Like, there's really no reason not to. So be a decent human being, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I did miss one part in this video where I did the little ball lightning kind of thing you'll see in a second in the final illustration. And basically I got that from watching a video on watercolor. Someone had did like leaves and the veins that come off of it, and I figured, hey, I can use that same technique and apply it to this. So that's also part of this video. I wanted you to kind of think outside of the box, using skills and techniques you learn from others and applying it to your own artwork. And you can't ask for more than that. So with that being said, I'm really hoping that you guys try this and try, do a different style every month. Maybe you'll learn new skills from different artists. Pick 3 random artists and try something new. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss out on any of my new videos. I'm curious to see what you guys think about this one. Was it helpful? Was it a waste of time? And yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. Be safe.